people made me feel what I felt about myself. Like the intense, if I'm too intense, and then someone would say I was too intense, or complain about how loud I am or whatever, I would feel all hurt, and I used to think it was them that caused me to feel the hurt. But then I realized, well, what they said wouldn't mean anything to me unless I already judged myself that way. And so I realized the problem wasn't other people's judgments about me, it was my own judgments about myself that were the problem. Right? And so in the day anybody said anything about me, it can only bother me if I had already judged myself that way. And so I need to be set free from my own judgments about myself, not other people's judgments. Right? I mean, other people's judgments won't matter to you unless you judged yourself that way. That's when they sting. When they come and say something about you that you judge negative about yourself.
Because it's like it's confirming, I knew I thought
I knew I was a loser.
That's right. Cool.
They see it too.
But yeah, it's a blessed life when you see people as blameless. Right? Like, in the day you're having a relationship with people, you're going to feel hurt sometimes. Right? But when you see the people that are involved in that as innocent, them, also yourself though, like Shannon said, the first part is to see yourself innocent, right? Then you begin to see other people innocent. But when you feel hurt in a relationship and you don't want to attribute blame to the person, but you can just acknowledge hurt's there, right? Man, it helps so much in a relationship where you're not assessing blame to the person, right? You scapegoat, and I looked it up, Azazel. That's the only time the Jewish people use that name was for the scapegoat on the Day of Atonement, on Yom Kippur. And that was the devil. That was the evil angel. And they scapegoated, sent it away from the camp, and put the sin on that and sent it away from the camp. That was their view of it. A demonic fallen angel is what they said it was. Azazel. But yeah, it's so huge, the blameless thing. Like in my own life, I see you feeling blameless first. Right? You knowing God sees you blameless. He didn't impute your transgression to you. Right? What does it say? Love keeps no record of the wrongs committed against it? Okay, well, God is love.
That's right.
And so he wasn't keeping a record of the wrongs that you committed against him. He wasn't keeping a record. He didn't impute that to you. He saw you as blameless. He saw that you don't possess life in and of yourself, and now you're planted in death. And he saw that that's going to cause you to labor and toil to try to bring forth life, because you were a being created for life. And so now, do you think he's surprised that you're laboring and toiling for life? Do you think he's shocked that in your labors and toils for life, death comes out? You think he didn't know? I mean, he sees what the problem is. He sees what the system is. He sees the issue, right? He sees it's death. It's sin and death. And so, man, when he brings that forth in you, you start seeing people blameless. It changes the relationship, right? You feel hurt, and you want to blame someone. Right?
But I think as Shannon said too, is you got to deal with that first with yourself.
Yeah. You can't see other people blameless if you're blaming yourself.
Right.
So if you're swimming in self-condemnation, you can't see other people as blameless, right? Because if you condemn yourself for things, you most certainly going to be condemning other people.
Sure. Absolutely.
So you got to get free from condemnation first, and then you'll find that you're not condemning others.
Yeah.
Right?
You can see that in the garden. Adam judged himself that he wasn't as he ought to be, and within a very short amount of time, he was blaming God for giving him Eve, and blaming Eve for what she had done. And so instead of, but he did initially, he blamed himself because he was hiding from God.
Self-condemnation.
Yeah.
Was it our Father, forgive us our trespasses that we might forgive others there? You see what he's saying there? Sin, divorce us from our sin in order that we might divorce others from their sin. Right? And so he comes to cleanse our conscience from our sin, that we don't judge ourselves according to the flesh, and then we'll start looking at other people the same way. Right? That'll just be the way we view life.
Yes.
Bill